Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well today. We've got some important updates from the cruise industry that are definitely worth talking about. And these are the kind of stories that travelers and cruise fans will want to know before planning their next trip. Once again, a major cruise ship has experienced a serious power issue that left passengers stranded at sea. This is the second time in just a matter of weeks that the same vessel has faced such a problem, and it's raising big questions about reliability and safety. If you've ever been on a ship when something like this happens, you know it can be unsettling to suddenly lose power and not know how long it will take before things are fixed. With tugboats being called in to help and long delays before the ship could safely move again, many guests were left worried about whether this is just an isolated problem or a sign of something more serious. Two power failures so close together are more than just bad luck, and it's something the cruise line will have to address quickly before confidence in the ship drops further. While that story is already concerning enough, there's also big news coming out of Disney Cruise Line. Their highly anticipated new ship, the Disney Adventure, was supposed to set sail this December, with thousands of fans excited to be among the first to experience it. This ship is enormous, one of the largest Disney has ever worked on, and people were curious to see how the company would fill a mega ship with all the Disney magic they're known for. Unfortunately, Disney has announced that the debut has now been pushed back by more than 3 months. The inaugural sailings scheduled for December will no longer happen, and the new start date is now in March. That's disappointing for the many guests who had already booked, but the cruise line is trying to handle it in a way that softens the blow. Everyone who had a reservation will be refunded in full and will also receive a future cruise credit worth 50% of what they originally paid. For those who had the special inaugural sailing booked, Disney is automatically moving them to the March date in the same cabin and same category, so they won't lose their spot, and they'll still get that 50% future credit. If March doesn't work for them, they can still opt for a full refund instead. It's a setback for sure, but Disney seems determined to take care of its loyal passengers and avoid leaving people feeling stranded. Another story catching attention is about an unusual theme cruise that was supposed to happen next year, but has suddenly been canceled without explanation. Fans of true crime podcasts and shows were excited about a special charter cruise planned on the Norwegian Joy. The idea was to bring enthusiasts together for live events with detectives, investigators, forensic specialists, and popular podcast hosts. It was shaping up to be something very unique, mixing vacation with entertainment. But out of the blue, the organizers announced the entire event was canceled. This wasn't the cruise line's decision. The ship is still sailing on schedule, but the charter company behind the event pulled the plug. People who book through that package will get full refunds, and the cruise itself is still available to be booked like a regular trip. For those who were looking forward to combining their love of true crime with a cruise experience, though, it's a big disappointment. And without a clear reason for the cancellation, it leaves many people guessing what really went wrong behind the scenes. And finally, there's a growing trend with cruise lines that's worth noting if you're someone who enjoys specialty dining on board. More and more companies are cracking down on no-shows and late arrivals at their paid restaurants. Royal Caribbean recently announced that if you fail to show up for your reserved table, or even arrive too late, you'll be charged a penalty fee, sometimes as high as $50 per person in certain restaurants. Now, Norwegian Cruise Line has followed suit, though with a smaller fee of $10 per person for no-shows. They are giving passengers a window of up to 2 hours before their reservation time to cancel without being charged. But if you simply skip your reservation, you'll see that charge added to your account. The reason for this change is that specialty dining venues often sell out, especially when people purchase unlimited dining packages. If too many people don't bother showing up, tables go unused while other guests miss out. The cruise lines are trying to discourage this habit by adding financial consequences. $10 may not seem like much, but it could still make people think twice before skipping. All of these updates show how dynamic the cruise industry really is right now. From technical failures at sea that raise serious concerns, to major delays with new ship launches, to unique theme sailings being canceled, and even changes to how dining reservations are handled, there's a lot happening that affects passengers directly. For anyone planning a cruise, It's a reminder that flexibility is key, and keeping up with these changes can save you time, money, and frustration. Whether it's making sure your chosen ship isn't dealing with mechanical issues, being aware that your long-awaited inaugural voyage might get pushed back, or knowing that skipping your dinner reservation could cost you, being informed is the best way to ensure your vacation goes smoothly. Cruising is still one of the most enjoyable ways to travel, offering a mix of relaxation, entertainment, and adventure that few other vacations can match. But like anything on this scale, things don't always go perfectly, and these stories are good examples of why staying updated matters. If you're excited about an upcoming trip, keep an eye on the latest developments, and don't forget that sometimes even disappointing news comes with silver linings, like Disney offering big credits or cruise lines working to make dining more available. At the end of the day, the goal is still to give passengers the best experience possible, and knowing what's happening behind the scenes helps you prepare better for your next voyage.